ladies and gentlemen, Captain Check here, and welcome back to MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. We've covered mods for this before, but today we're covering a new set of mods. One particular mod inspired this video, and that is Battle Grid Orders. But the rest of these kind of go along with it, turning it into as close as we can sadly get to MechCommander from the cockpit of our own mech. And before you say anything, I did spotlight the MechCommander mod from way back for this game, which was really cool, but sadly it's substantially outdated at this point. It hasn't been updated in a long time because the developer got hired by the game developer. How cool is that? A mod author got, working for the actual developer for MechWarrior 5. We got MechWarrior 5 clans coming out soon, which is exciting. But anyways, let's talk mods. Let's go ahead and load up a game. So the big one was Battle Grid Orders. That's the one that I was like, oh, with this and a couple of these other mods, we can really command our mercenary company. So why not have more mods that increase your simulation of running a mercenary company in the MechWarrior universe, right? Anything that gives you a little bit more detail, and that's the plan here. So let's go ahead and start up a campaign for single player, mind you. I've done a lot of co-op in this, actually quite a lot less single player. Normally I'm playing with other people. But we'll go into, and if you've never played this does have full co-op with a full lance, which is pretty neat. Let's go ahead and jump into a new career, which is the sandbox mode. What I have installed right now is the custom career mod. You can start up your own, and with the mod set I'm going to be talking about today, I do kind of recommend this. That way you have a little bit more in the way of, like, let's go House Davion, resources, because it is going to increase the difficulty of the game with these mods. So we'll go with having, let's say 5, and let's go with a bit more in the way of tonnage for our mechs. We'll bump up our pilots to 5, so we'll have 1 extra just in case somebody dies. And because we're running yet another Mech Lab, it's pretty brutal with the settings we're gonna run that you can just straight up lose mechs if they get cored, right? And then everything else is pretty much looking good. Awesome, very cool. Let's get started. Confirm. New career. We're not gonna be importing one. I have no idea what we're gonna get in the way of mechs and pilots, which will be fun because it's always a surprise. It does kind of balance it out in, you're not gonna end up with like an Atlas, right? You're not gonna get a super heavy, but you might get something kind of heavy. I had a Centurion in my last run, which was pretty nice to have. I think it was the heaviest mech. No, it wasn't the heaviest mech because I ended up getting a longbow, shockingly, which is an 80-ton mech, LRM mech, which was a real surprise. I've also got installed a new mod that adds a bunch of logos like these guys right here, and this one, which is pretty cool. Yep, there we go. That's the mercenary company. Shaxx Slackers. Confirmed. That's our merc company. Now we're setting up our advanced career start for yet another Mech Lab. We're gonna go with the balanced default, which is up top right-hand corner. Keep in mind, this is balanced. If you were just running this mod, there are gonna be some other mods in here that can adjust this. I'm running more mods that I'm spotlighting as well, so keep that in mind. What do I want? Well, I do want the upgrade system. I think that's very cool. What I don't want is Mech Lab permission levels, because the main map, from as best that I'm aware, doesn't actually filter to show you where some of these worlds are easily. It's kind of a pain, and then you can't do mech upgrades and mech maintenance. So we're just gonna turn that off. Everything else is looking pretty good. I also like to bring this down because I love the idea when you see your one of your lance mates take a headshot, that there's a tiny chance that they might survive. Just a little bit. Just a 0.1%, 10% chance. Everything else is looking good. Survival chances for if you get hit. We're gonna use the Mech Salvage version 2, meaning we can salvage pieces of mechs until we can finally put one together, which I think is very, very neat. And then everything else is good. There was a mech scaling. I think that's in general options. All right, we're good. Let's go. First run detected. It's gonna check all of our mechs. Now, we're in the game. So what do we got? Well, we're running Coyote's mission pack, which he's added aerospace fighters. So adding into the idea that we're running a mercenary company and we're actually having to manage it, now we've got aerospace assets. You can pick these up from exploration missions, which is pretty cool. And you can set up how you want them to behave. Do you want them to, prioritize going after, artillery? Do you want them to be aggressive and just go all over the map? Then you can do upgrades for them as you find those upgrades. I love this. This reminds me of Rogue Tech, which actually has aerospace fighters as an option. if you're playing the turn-based BattleTech game. Very, very, very neat. Another thing that we've got, if we go to Star Map real quick before we close this right here. We have a quick mod. Everybody uses this. Just put it on your, it's Star Maps. It's this mouse over Star Maps. What it does is it lets you mouse over a place and see who's offering what mission, what the difficulty is, and what the max tonnage is, which is so nice. You don't have to fly there and realize, oh, it's for the wrong faction. And I've wasted, let's see, 100 grand to get there because we're up here in the top right-hand corner. And we know there's a demolition target there. And if you're running a vanilla start with this mod set and you're running light mechs, holy crap, you better be running a lot of scout missions because it's brutal. It's really brutal. That's why I recommend doing an alternate start where you start with a little bit more customization for your lands. All right, let's stay where we're at. We're in an industrial area right now. Perfect time to, one, out of curiosity, what are the mechs that you gave me? Really? Okay, so I got a longbow again. LRM support from downtown. Cool. A Jav. All right, so a light mech, 30 ton, not too crazy. A Locust, oh no, an Orion. Hoi, 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 hoi. Orion, what do you got? AC-10, LRM-15, SRM, and 2 medium lasers. Interesting. 75 ton mech, that's pretty chonky. I got 2 really chonky mechs in my little random start, and then another Locust. Which Locust? It's the LRM Locust. The Davian vanilla start is basically this. I think it gets a Jav, and then you get one like barely medium mech. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's tough to start that way. Now, what's cool about this is one of the things that we've got installed, which is really important for the way that I've got it set up, is the Tabletop Ruleset, and it allows you to set roles for your mech, and this will change how they behave in the field. So in the normal vanilla game, you know, every mech kind of operates the same. They kind of run around in circles, circle strafing each other. If you put Tabletop Ruleset in, you get stuff like, let's click on the longbow. This should be, yeah, it's set to missile boat, right? So it's gonna sit sniper, fire support, missile boat, target preference, slow, heavy assault units. That way the LRMs don't miss. That makes sense. Focus fire. These mechs will deploy on the battlefield near the player on the high ground. They actually go through a little like AI chain of making decisions on what they should be doing. And I love this. Cool thing is, if you've got this mod installed, TT Rules, there is a version of it that says with LanceMate orders. And that is going to combine with our battle grid orders and combine with another mod. Let's go ahead and get into a mission so I can show y'all. But it'll combine with another mod that gives us kind of tactical control in the battlefield of our lance. We're going to be able to order them from the mini-map. And that's the mod that's inspired me to do this video, because it's very cool. It definitely feels like you're a Lance Commander now. And I'm hoping it gets continued development, because I love this idea of turning this into a pseudo RTS. Give me MechCommander. Anyways, another mech mercenary management mod that we're running right now, and I think is really neat, is special orders. You're able to special order mechs, right? Because why couldn't you? If you can go to a mech market, you're gonna have to pay a premium, but if we go to this, we can filter through. I want light mech. I really want a particular Locust. I want the laser Locust. Oh, that was it, actually. I was actually already on it. There you go. I want the 1VB. Yes, I need this with Pharaoh armor, because somebody put Pharaoh armor in a Locust. Hell yeah, let's go. But look at those prices. Like, okay, the Pharaoh armor one's 15 million, so ignore that one. But let's look at, like, yeah, 4.6 million, 4.6. They're all 4.5. That's really expensive for a Locust, and that's because you're ordering it from someplace off map, and then they're shipping it to you. And what's even better is they actually have to ship it to you. It's gonna take time for it to arrive. It'll come up in your order list, just like you do repairs, right? When you queue up a bunch of mechs and says, oh, it'll take 16 days for you to reattach the arm of your Atlas because you let Avi drive it for the 3rd time and it's fallen off in a mission and you lost your last PPC. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. Well, then you're gonna have to wait for the replacement, just like that. You're gonna have to wait for the new order to come in and get your FedEx to Locust or whatever you're ordering. And they're all on here, which is quite cool. This also, ooh, look at those dragons. This also has customization. If we hit escape, escape. If we go over to options, we go to mod options, you can actually go to mech delivery and you can change this. If you want it to be like really expensive so you're not always ordering mechs, which I don't think you're going to anyways, 1.75 times its base markup, that's huge. That's huge. That means you're looking for something very particular. But yeah, I think that's pretty fair. You could even allow, like, you can disallow stuff that shouldn't be showing up because of time period, right? So date restrictions, which are already on for me. Reputation, if you shouldn't have access to it, hence why all the heavy mechs were basically missing. It's because I don't have the rep to be ordering really substantial mechs yet. So I love this mod. I think this is very, very cool. If we're running a mercenary company, then we should be able to change the color of our leopard. And we can do that here with the leopard mod. I'll put that in the description as well. I wasn't even going to mention it, but another thing that we can do, I added fake IDs. This lets you change the pilots, like what they look like and their names. I added this for stream so that when I stream this, I could add people. Like if I just click their UI here, I can click their image, and now I can change everything about them. I can change their name. I can change their profile image. We can add more profile images if we want to. And I can add members of the community into my lance so that they're inevitably exploded, which is great. I'm also running, and though it's supposed to be outdated, I am running the pilot overhaul mod that I'll put in the description as well. But that one's still under testing because it's a DLC outdated. But so far it seems to be running fine. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated on that one, and we'll see how it works out. I hope it does get another update though, because it's quite cool. It adds like quirks and stuff and a better skill system. Makes the crew that you're hiring just a little bit more interesting. Now, if we're running a mech company and we want more detail in how we're running it, then we have to deal with our dropship, right? Look at this. Yeah, so yet another Mech Lab actually adds an upgrade system to the Leopard. And at first you might be really confused. Why can't I deploy? I've got, you know, an 80-ton mech, because for some reason it started me with one with this start. And it says that my actual mech bay can't handle that level of tonnage. Mech bay 1 can handle, I think, any tonnage, and then everything else has got limitations. Well, that's because you got to do the reinforcement of those mech bays so they can handle higher tonnage, which is right here. But there's all kinds of cool upgrades, like better salvage opportunities, because you've got the field crows, right? Or you've got a foreman running the scrapyard so they can find the best bits. You're basically hiring people that know what to look for. You've got financial stuff that you can upgrade here so you can get discount on like weapons, better trade. There's just all kinds of fun stuff here. Better contracts. You can actually work politics and get in with certain organizations by spending an absolute metric ton of money. There's 3 million. Let's see. I'm assuming you're like signing on for a longer term contract, right? But say I wanted to go with Davian. That's kind of who we've already signed up for. I can get a 15-point increase with them if I'm willing to spend 3 million, which is literally everything I've got. But notice that there are points there that I need. You've got to go do Cantina Missions to get the points to do a lot of these upgrades. So it's like an overtime kind of thing. Of course, you still got your career upgrades. You can look at your status. I love our icon. It looks like we're just going to work so we can go back to the pub. That's fantastic. All right, so let's get into an actual mission. Now that we've talked about a lot of the generic stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a Coyote mod button, which shows you the aerospace fighters just right there in the corner. If you didn't see me click it earlier. Let's get into a battle, because those were the mods that I was really excited for. I'm gonna have to move you, aren't I? Yeah, we can't actually run an Orion because it won't fit in the bay that it's in. I might not even be able to run the longbow, actually, because the longbow is 85 tons, and I don't know if I want to run that. I guess I can run that personally. It just seems a bit silly. It's just all LRMs as my primary mech. Wow. Yeah, yeah, sure, it's fine. Let's head on over to, if you're ever looking on where you're looking for missions and you want to see difficulty at a quick glance, and let's say, like, ooh, I wonder how difficult this is. Just click a planet, right? And look at the recommended reputation. That'll give you an idea what the difficulty is going to be. So these are probably going to be like, probably like rank 15 to 20s, versus down here, 1 to 2. This is going to be rank, we can see these. So let's see. Yeah, difficulty 7, difficulty 9. Let's do a fun one that is like maybe one of Coyote's missions. There's a recon there. I wish there were more recons, because then you could do more vanilla starts a lot more reasonably. Target kill contract. I mean, a target kill contract while lobbing LRMs on his face might be really funny. Let's travel out. Set course. And I've set the color of my my leopard to be this like weird khaki color, so you should be able to see it. Yeah, there you go. It's a little more yellow than I like, and you'll see the icons on it. That's great. Yeah, it's still a little bit more yellow than I would like, but is what it is. There's a mod to get rid of the cutscenes here if you're kind of over the jump animations. But all right, we've got a transmission from an old friend. We don't need that. What we do need though is contracts in the local area. That's tutorial stuff. We've got a open bounty on a single target. They're willing to pay us 298,000 C-bills. That is not much. That literally wouldn't repair the armor on most of my vehicles. I mean, hell, even if I like took heavy damage on a Locust, it wouldn't pay for that. But we're gonna do it anyways, because we need to build up some employer. Now I am running vonBiomes. Oh boy. Oh no. And this is a burned forest, so we'll see. vonBiomes, a great mod that adds tons and tons of planets in super high detail, and it's been updated absolutely like I don't know how many times, but there's so many worlds. There is one that is a forest world, and it is a forest. Like normally you see it's a beautiful forest in Skyrim. I say this with quotations like you can see them. But it's not really like a dense forest, and there never are dense forests. In this, vonBiomes doesn't care. You can't see anything but green in front of you, and you're knocking over trees trying to get through it, wishing you were in a taller mech so you could see what was going on, which is great, by the way, for scout missions. Surprisingly, at least on my rig, runs pretty good. All right, we got 2 negotiation points. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of salvage shares, and let's just do 2 points of salvage shares. Confirm. All right, we do not have a upgraded. We need to replace you straight up. Yeah, you're just gonna have to get replaced because our mech bays aren't upgraded. There's no way I could run that. So we got our LRM Locust is the 1M. We've got a laser Locust, right? Laser machine guns. Okay. And then we're looking at a Jav. And then I'm in a longbow. Wonderful. I'm Captain Shep as Jinx. I think we're good to go. We are over the tonnage limit. We can still deploy. It's just not going to make us as much money, and we're not going to have as much of the negotiation as we had started out. Let's go. I have a feeling we might lose a Locust. We'll see. We'll try to use that command menu that we've got, our battle grid orders, to organize this attack so that they don't get wrecked. It's not a bad setup, actually. 2 scouts to move in and find the target, and then the LRM boat to blast it into a crater and get paid. Online. All right. Left click is to fire freaking 40 LRMs.
They were last spotted at the locations marked on your map. Once the job is done, head to the Eva point before those sheltering the target get wind of what we're up to here.
Roger. So we're gonna check our map real quick. We've got a really elongated map. We've got a possible location behind us and ahead of us. I'm gonna go for the one ahead of us because it's just right there. Now, what's cool about this? This is the grid order mod. I can click any one of my friendlies and they will show up top right-hand corner. That's the LRM Locust. Probably don't want to use him as a scout. There we go. And I can right-click and I can send him anywhere on the map. It's that simple. And this is what inspired me to be like, oh, okay, this is like MechCommander, sort of. I'm gonna keep the rest of them with me. Oh, he's kind of creepy. All right, yeah, that's fine. And we've already got contact. You keep moving around. You haven't taken a hit yet. I don't want you to get hit. Get behind the terrain there. Hold position. We'll go ahead and turn off that. And there's our target. Locking. Missiles away. Okay, he's already arrived on location. Now, this is where I wouldn't want to drive this. The mech will respond. Oh, the other mod that we're running. Ow. We can kill him. Just keep lobbing. And we're overheated. Can I give an order while I can't, because I can't open the menu. Ah, what the crap baskets? This is not good. We've lost the target. One of the other mods that we're running right now is that we can see our lance mates paper dolls on the bottom of the screen. All right, we're out of here. So you can see that our locust on the right-hand side, our laser and machine gun locust, actually no, it's our missile locust, isn't it? Actually took some damage into the legs. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit F1, give everyone an order. I'm gonna say form up on me. Come on back. Now, oh, our evac site's the other direction. Turn around. Why would they not just land in the same place? Get wrecked. And we're out of here. The other thing I'm gonna do, let's go ahead and hit B. I'm gonna click U. I'm gonna say get out of there. Direct move. I could also click and say, hey, attack that target. And they'll confirm it. Now the only thing that I wish I had, and honestly, if I was... No, we lost the Locust. Told you we're gonna lose the Locust. That sucks. Locust is down. Court him. Everybody else just fall back. The one that I ordered to fall back actually made it. Actually made it out of there. Oops, oops. Let's get back in there. I hit Y instead of B to close it. Well, we should be in. We're in. All right. And we had a pilot missing in action. The one that was in the Locust. So if I was setting up this Lance to make this work, honestly, I would be the one in the Locust. And then I would use the LRM platform. I'd order it to set up on like a hillside somewhere using that map. And then I'd spot targets and have the rounds come down. So technically, mission accomplished. We did get paid, sadly. And this has been my experience thus far. Yeah, we're not gonna make any money on this because that Locust costs $2.5 million and it's basically destroyed. It's gone with this mod setup. Let's go ahead and take the laser as well and continue. Yeah, 3.4 million because that Locust has been absolutely destroyed. Why is it destroyed? Because I have an option turned on in yet another Mech Lab that says, hey, if you lose the core, there's nothing left, right? Like you've lost this. Good job, less work for me. Salvage or sell the mech. It's gone forever. Now you can turn that off if you want to go back to more of like a vanilla vibe to it. Just head into your escape menu, go over to options, and then mod options, and then find your yet another Mech Lab, and you can turn off. It's in here somewhere, but it's made it so much. There it is. That's the button we are looking for. Escape. Don't go to options. Go to the game settings. It's got its own button, and then you can do this. Apply. And now, I don't think we need to do a restart for this. Yeah, now it's gone forever. We can do repair mech. And suddenly it'll only cost us 800,000. Conflict penalty almost 200,000. So really it's only about 500,000. So that's a little, that's way more forgiving than costing us a 3 million C-bill mech. Yikes. But that's the deal. That's the whole thing. The battle grid orders is really cool. You can order people to move around the map. I wish the topographical map mod had been updated and worked, but it doesn't work with vonBiomes, sadly. And I really love that mod for all of its cool planetary maps. That's the only problem you'll kind of run into, is that it's hard to tell exactly where some of the hills are. And that's why I kind of like being the scout mech if I'm running in command, so I can find where I want to set people up at. It's pretty cool. It's very easy to organize your troops and not just use the F keys. Yep. Oh, one thing that I didn't show is that you can actually change the behavior of mechs using, one of the things that you can do with the tabletop rules using the version of it that has LanceMate orders is that you can change how they operate in the field. What you have to do is select the one that you want with your F keys and then hit F7 and it'll give you a new menu, and you can give them orders like, hey, hold your position. Hey, I want you to, attack it a different way, whatnot. What's fun with the pilot overhaul, and I'm still not sure if this one works with the current version, the current DLC that's out, is that you notice that it was MIA. The pilot can be rescued at some point, and sometimes you'll have to like pay a ransom to get them back. If you really like your pilot. We're not pirates, we're mercs. There's a difference. But we'll pop in here. We'll look at the UI for a second. It's amazing what modders have been able to do with this game. Oh, look at this. Do I have lights on this? I don't have headlights on this? Lame. I'm going to third person. Not my favorite play to play, but oh, it's so dark. Guys, Tabletop Ruleset actually has them using their jump jets. They'll use them to move around, and our transport's on the way. All right, so we've got the paper dolls on the bottom. That's a mod. That'll be in the description. We can say, hey, F4. Hit F4. That is our 1M locust on the right-hand side. I want you to F7, new menu. I want you to stay in formation. I want you to change your role. I want you to switch over to a, where's the zoom and boom? Striker, flanker. And now I've changed that role that was in the main menu. And there's all kinds of cool stuff that you can do. Let's try F4 again. Didn't let me change the formation though. There are new formations now. Oh, I bet I know what it is. I have to go F1, everyone, and then F7, and then I want you to switch to loose formation. And now my squad will loosen up their formation around me. Because there's actually formations now. And there's a whole write-up on the mod page about what each one of these do. Also, if you've never done this game mode, it's probably the most spectacle battlefield that you're gonna see in Mech Warrior that isn't one of the scripted missions, potentially. What you have to do is, you and a company of mechs are fighting another company of mechs, and if you lose your commander, the enemy gets reinforcements. If you can kill their commander, and I'm a freaking longbow, so I'll probably be able to pick them out, we will, in the forest too. Yeet! And fire! You'll be able to get reinforcements for yourself, which is quite cool. So let's switch over to this fire starter, because nobody should get close to that. That seems like a terrible idea. Then we'll just sit back here and lob stuff. You can set up exactly what you want. I love it. I think it's very cool. It is not MechCommander, but it gets us one step closer. Now, if only I could launch one of the UAVs that, by the way, yet another Mech Lab, I believe, adds UAVs. I think it's that mod that adds them. I'm almost certain. I wish I could look down at the battlefield and give orders from that perspective. That would be really, really cool. But anyways, this is just a quick spotlight to hopefully inspire you to get back into Mech Warrior 5 if you haven't been playing it, but you already own it. And if you've never played it, pick it up on sale. It's a good time. And there are a ton of mods. And it'll probably be cheaper now that Clans is almost out, Mech Warrior 5 Clans, which is going to be standalone. So we'll see. I'm curious on how that one's going to operate. But thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me all these years. If you enjoy some sci-fi gaming and modding goodness, you guys know what to do with all the YouTube jazz. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Later, everybody.